What's up, y'all? It's Taty and welcome back to my channel. It's Christmas time. What Mariah Carey say? It's time. I love Christmas time. I love New Year's time. I love everything in between. Okay, it's such a good wrap up for the end of the year. It's such a good step into your next year. Okay, the vibes, the Christmas, the cocoa, I don't even know, the lights. Like, well, honestly, in LA, it really don't be giving all that, girl. LA don't do Christmas how Christmas is supposed to be done, okay? Christmas is not Christmasing over here, you know? But at the end of my years, which would be around now, I always ask myself, who was I this year and who do I want to be next year? Ignore my little kitty tail. He does what he wants to do, okay? He has a mind of his own. My cat be doing whatever he feel like, okay? If he wants to make an appearance, he shall do so, period. Now, I always ask myself, who were you this year and who do you want to be next year? And it matters because there are different chapters in our life. There are different chapters of our book, and it's important for us to reflect on a previous chapter before stepping into the next one, which is why I wanted to make this video about how to become the you that you want to be this year, okay? And it may not be everything you want to hear, okay? It may be something difficult to hear, but it will change your life, okay? So let's just get right into it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. I know a lot of my OG supporters have been in the comments saying what happened to the intro? If y'all want the intro back, let me know. I just thought we've moved on. I just thought y'all wouldn't want it no more. I don't know. I was just I don't know. If I do it, are they gonna be like, girl, you're still on that? You know what I mean? I don't know. If y'all still want it, let me know. I'll bring it back. I will for sure bring it back. Okay? Okay, let's get into it. If you want this next year to be different than this last year, you need to listen. Okay, let's sit down. We're gonna have a talk. I'm sure y'all have heard this before, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Okay, so we do not want to do that again. You're not going to be able to become the woman that you want to be being the same girl you've been these past few years. Okay, you need to be able to have the conversation with yourself of what did not serve me this year. That may be habits, that may be environments, that may be people, okay? That may be things that you are doing to yourself. These friends did not serve me, okay? Why? Because they are constantly gossiping, or because they are enabling my poor behavior, or they're not ready to make these steps and changes in their journey yet, so they don't serve me. So what does that mean for you? You may have to remove yourself. Do y'all know the prayer? Not to get preachy. Do y'all know that prayer about God removing people from your life? Hold on now. That is a prayer that many people are scared to say, okay? Why? Because you may know people in your life, friends, family, lovers, whatever it is, you may know they ain't no good for me, but you're holding on for whatever reason. You're holding on. Maybe it's comfortable. Maybe that's your comfort zone. Maybe they enable behaviors in you that you are just not ready to let go of. Maybe they fill a void, but they don't fill it with quite the right thing, but it feels so good to just have it filled anyway, right? Maybe all those things are going on, and so because of that, you don't really want to say that prayer, okay? You don't really want to let them go. You don't really want to manifest that for yourself because you're not ready. And so when that happens, you are blocking yourself from stepping into your next chapter, which may be your favorite one. It may be the one that changes the trajectory of the book. It may change the whole storyline. You don't like your storyline right now? You may be ruining it. You may be the one that's holding it back from the climax, okay? Plot twist, you cutting people off that you know you need to cut off. Look at that. Plot twist, you choosing yourself. Plot twist, you win, okay? You prevail, you grow, you evolve. Plot twist, and you are the one holding the plot twist back, baby. The movie getting boring. We keep seeing the same thing over and over again. The book getting boring. We waiting for that plot twist, and you are holding it back, baby. You making it more boring. You are dulling your life down by keeping people in that you think are there helping you, but you know deep down they are holding you back from the plot twist that can change your whole life. So say that prayer, say that manifestation, speak that for yourself. Please let all people that are not good for me be removed from me, environmentally, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever that is. Please remove all negative environments. Please remove all negative people. Please remove all negative things that I am ingesting. Remove it so you can step into your highest self. She is waiting on you. Saying that to say, there are things that are going to have to be left behind in your old year in order for you to step into your new one. Not only is that habits that you have, whether it's waking up, whether it's food you're intaking, whether it's shows you're watching, music you're listening to, It may be anything like that, but it can also be who you hanging out with, who you talking to on the phone all day, who you texting, who you FaceTiming, okay, who you're following. Again, it's carrying things, it's carrying old baggage. And to speak about that, the way that you carry less baggage into your next year is by simply releasing it. Okay, I had a psychology teacher tell me this one time years ago. We were talking about something in class, and she gave the analogy of baggage is like holding on to a suitcase full of rocks. You're just dragging this suitcase full of rocks, right? And you're walking slower than everybody else with their suitcases or with their light carry-on tote bag. You're walking slower than everyone else, and everybody's looking at you like, girl, why are you walking so slow? Because they don't know what's inside your suitcase. They don't know how heavy that suitcase is, right? That's what baggage feels like, because everybody doesn't know your trauma. Everybody doesn't know your story. Everybody doesn't know what's inside your bag. But something that we have to recognize is that we are in control of what we keep in that bag. And although it may be hard to take these rocks out that bag, you got to get through them, and they may be heavy. Trying to lift them out your suitcase may be like, ooh, I can't lift it anymore. But you can, and if you got to put it down and pick it back up, then do that. If you need some help to get these rocks out your bag, whether that be your partner, your family, a therapist, do it. Call on your people and call on yourself to say, I am no longer going to carry this bag. It's weighing my back down. It's weighing my steps down. I have to figure out how to get these rocks out that bag. And the only way to do that is to open the bag. A lot of times we try to avoid opening the bag because it's like, oh, this is Pandora's box. I don't want to open this. What's going to come out? I don't want to face these rocks. These rocks are triggering. I don't want to see them. I haven't seen them since blah, blah, blah. I put them away. But what you don't realize is by putting these rocks away in your bag, you're only making your journey harder. You're only making the bag heavier. You're only making your steps slower. Had you had faced that rock and been able to have the strength to say, and through it, had you had faced that rock, you probably would have been able to put it down away from your bag. You probably would have been able to say, I know where this goes. I know where this rock came from. But you didn't want to go through all that, so you just threw it in your bag. Now you're carrying it, and now your journey is slower. So I say that to say, stepping into your new year looks like having to unzip that bag. And I know it's going to be difficult. It's difficult to face those rocks that have hurt you, that have been thrown at you, okay? But in order to get rid of them, you have to look at them again. So the metaphor of this is looking at your trauma, looking at your decisions, looking at things that have been done in your life, and recognizing, okay, this is how that stuck with me. This is why it's in my bag. This is how it affects my steps. This rock in this corner right here, that's the one that's really weighing me down. This trauma in this corner right here, that's the one that's really weighing me down. That's the one that's stopping my confidence. That's the one that's hurting my relationships. That's the one that's hurting my friendship. That's the one that's hurting me. So how can I get through that? How can I figure out how that rock got lodged in this bag like that? How can we get rid of it? You're so much stronger than you realize. You can lift these rocks out of this bag. Show these rocks who's boss. Okay, show your trauma who is the boss. You get to face them and say, no, no, no. I give you power over me no more. No, no, no. I will not let you weigh my journey down, and eventually you may let the whole suitcase go. Your bag is overweight, baby. Then you're wondering, why are all my years the same as the last? Why do I continue to have the same year that I had last year? Because you hold in the same suitcase. The suitcase has the same contents, and you need to take something out of it to make room for more good. Speaking of getting the help where you can, I did list therapy as an option, and so I want to tell you guys a little something about an option today. Let me tell y'all about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. So BetterHelp's mission is making therapy more affordable and more accessible, which can be very, very difficult, especially when you're limited to just the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out just a few questions, it can help you find a therapist in as little as a few days. It's super easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist, and there's a link in my description at betterhelp.com/Taty. Now, of course, clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp to see if you can connect with a therapist that's right for you. And also, because finding a therapist is a little bit like dating, if you do not vibe with your therapist like that, you can switch out to a new one at any time. You don't have to worry about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. Having a therapist can be very helpful as far as unpacking your journey, seeing what's going on, and seeing how you can make the changes to become the woman that you want to be. So if you are considering, visit betterhelp.com/Taty or visit the link in my description. Thank you again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back into it. Sorry y'all, I did not mean to go bag crazy on that analogy. It just really matters, and it's really a good depiction of our trauma, our stories, what we carry with us, and what we choose to continue to have in our journey. Now, moving on from the suitcase. Being who you want to be in the new year is also holding yourself accountable to the things that you say you want to do. So if you've always said like, oh my god, I've always wanted to do this task, or I've always wanted to be more like this, do it, baby, and reward yourself every time you do. we as humans are, we think that as adults, like, we are so beyond children, and we're really not. You know, when like you're trying to get a child to do something and it's like, if you do this you get a lollipop, if you do this da, 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 and then they do it, you're the same way. So if you tell yourself, you know what, if I do this task that I really want to start integrating into my week, I will reward myself with a blank at the end of the week. Now you have a reward system for yourself. Perfect. Sometimes we just have to be motivated, okay? Sometimes we just have to be like, you know what, if I do this, then I'm gonna get this, and that's gonna make me want to do this. Sometimes the tasks don't seem appealing enough on their own, and that's fair. So make it more appealing, girl. Make it more like, well, how can I make this fun for me? Because right now it's not looking fun. Or get an accountability partner. Me having accountability partners has been the best. My man is an accountability partner, and I have multiple friends that are accountability partners for me with about whatever it is. If it's about, you know what, I really want to read a book a month again, we're gonna have book club every Thursday, and we're gonna hold each other accountable to that, okay? And if somebody misses it, or if somebody can't, you owe me blah blah blah, whatever I know is really gonna bother you, so that you won't do it again. Or my gym accountability partners, you know what, my boyfriend, when you go to the gym, I'm going to the gym, and if I miss it, then I gotta do it then. Or you know what I mean? Like, find people in your life that you can say, you know what, we want to do something together, and so let's hold each other accountable. It doesn't even have to be the same thing. It could be reading for me and the gym for you, but we hold each other accountable to doing what we said we're going to do. If you struggle doing that with yourself, now into that, something as a people that we don't understand is that accountability and doing the things that we say we're going to do are acts of self-love. We think self-love looks like, oh, I think I'm so pretty, or this and that, or maybe you've taken a step further into self-care. Oh, I always rub myself down with this lotion every night. That's my self-love. Self-love is also saying, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do for you, meaning yourself. That is showing up for yourself. That's acts of service for yourself. That's words of affirmation for yourself, okay? That's gift giving to yourself. That is all the love languages that you probably are giving to other people in your life, giving back to yourself. That is how you're going to become who you want to be, because it's, you know what, I am accountable and I am committed to all these other promises I make everybody but myself. What does that tell you about you? Subconsciously in your brain, you're telling yourself you are the least important. In your brain, you're telling yourself showing up for others is more important than showing up for you. Your brain listens, okay? Your brain is so powerful, it's so strong, it's so smart, it's a sponge, okay? You are telling yourself that others are more deserving of your love than you are. Now, how that makes sense, okay? You are supposed to show up for yourself, and that is where self-love comes in, and saying, you know what, I am deserving of doing the things that I said I'm gonna do for me, because I deserve the outcome of that. And you do, girl. Stop telling yourself that the person that you want to be is so far out of reach. She's not. She's right there. She's so much closer than you realize. There's this meme cartoon or something I remember seeing like back in school. If I can find it, I'll put it up here. But there's this like cartoon thing about this guy that was like digging for gold and digging for gold and digging for gold, and then he gets right there and like he doesn't know the gold is like literally one dig away, and he's just like, oh, I give up. And it's the same thing with you, where it's just like, if you want something, go for it, mama. If you want to be this person, keep going, baby. You are probably knocking on her door. And although it may seem like, oh my god, the girl I want to be next year is so far from who I am this year, if you implement the changes that you want to be that girl, it may be just that. It may just be, you know, these quick little changes is gonna make me leap from this far apart to her to this far apart to her, and then it's just tweaking things until we mesh into one. I'm saying this to say the girl you want to be is around the corner, and although it looks like that corner is long and far, it is not that far. You may get some help along the way, you may get an extra push, you may get an extra burst of energy by making the changes that you want to be that girl. That girl is you. She is in you. You just have to find her. It's true, like your womanhood and you being who you are, just personhood, humanity in general, is about evolution. You're shedding old versions of yourself to step into a new, and we continue to do that over and over and over again. There is no finish line. We will always be evolving, okay? That is the point of our life, is to evolve, is to learn, is to grow every day. To get a list, okay? We're doing this old school way, baby. Get a pen and a paper. I don't want it in the notes. You can put it in your notes app afterwards. I want it on paper. I want you to be able to visualize and see this, okay? Get a piece of paper. I want you to make this page you. You can literally write your name at the top. You can make it pretty. You can design it how you want it to be. But this page is about you. Now we're gonna get into some stuff that's gonna be fun and some stuff that's not gonna be fun. On this page, I want you to, on one side, we're gonna separate it, okay? We're gonna write the things that you envision your highest self to be, who you want to be, characteristics, what is she doing, what does she look like, who is she friends with, what does her relationship look like. All of those things I want you to visualize. You can draw pictures, you can draw bullet points, whatever makes sense for you. do it. And be as intentional about this as you can. Like, I don't want you to write something that says like, oh, she's happy, she has friends, and like she's super cool. Like, no, like what does happiness look like for her? What does her mornings look like? Like, very, very specific. And then on the other side, I want you to write, who were you this year? What did her mornings look like? What did happiness look like for her? What did sadness look like for her? I want you to write the entire thing. I want you to have a picture of who you were this year and who you want to be, and then we're going to compare them. There are going to be things that are going to cross over. There's going to be, well, this year I woke up at 11 a.m. and you know I did this and this, but on the other side is, well, next year I really want to wake up at 7 a.m. and I really want to, okay, boom, let's start there. If you have a habit right now that you want to change, there's something that has to happen in between there, right? And so if you know, okay, I wake up at 11, but I want to wake up at 7. You need to ask yourself, why am I waking up at 11? Am I going to sleep at 2? Am I scrolling on TikTok all night? If that's why I'm going to sleep at 2, okay, that is the first change. Becoming who you want to be starts with making changes. And so that may look like, okay, you know what? I know I wake up late now because I'm on TikTok all night. What I'm going to do to change that is leave my phone in the kitchen when it's time for bed. But that's going to be difficult for you because your body is used to that. It may be a comfort zone for you, it may be escapism for you, which is things that we can talk about, but you have to set goals for yourself and figure out the steps necessary to get there. That is going to take sacrifice, that is going to take commitment, that is going to take dedication, from small levels to big levels, and it's all big in the end. Okay, y'all, that's it for this video. Make sure you guys talk to me in the comments. Let's talk about all the topics that we discussed today, and I will see y'all in my next one.